When applying Handshield, place a small amount in the palm of the hand and massage well into the skin. Take care to apply on the fingers, nails, cuticles and the back of the hands. Allow 2 minutes to dry. Handshield contains natural nutrients and is totally safe to use on any part of the skin surface. It protects dry, wounded or cracked skin by allowing it to heal whilst being shielded. Handshield nourishes the skin and is made up of ingredients that are found in nature. It is effective for up to 4 hours per application, even with repeated washing. Applying the product twice each working day, a 150ml tube will last up to 2 months. The first test shows how Handshield protects against gloss paint. In addition to the demonstrator who has applied Handshield, we have another assistant who has not applied the product. Both are now rubbing gloss enamel paint all over their hands and will then attempt to wash off the paint with normal household soap and cold water. There are all sorts of uses for Handshield. It protects the skin from hundreds of common irritants and skin abuses. It can be used in the food industry to keep the hands hygienically clean and will protect the hands from stubborn odours such as fish or garlic. It may be used to help prevent problems caused by constant exposure to rubber or latex gloves, such as contact dermatitis and eczema. It will protect against most contact allergies. It prevents odours from petrol, solvents and food from penetrating the skin. It saves cleaning time after contact with irritants such as oil and paint, etc., and avoids the cost of traditional barrier creams and cleansers. It gives protection from the effects of most acids and is even gentle enough to protect a baby's skin from nappy rash. We can see after washing with soap and cold water that the Handshield demonstrator has clean hands, whereas the assistant, who didn't use the product, has much of the paint residue still remaining. In the next test, we're going to apply grease. The demonstrator now applies grease without reapplying Handshield. Keep in mind he has just washed his hands thoroughly with soap and water. We have a second assistant who has not used Handshield. Both are now rubbing the grease all over their hands. They will then attempt to remove the grease with normal household soap and cold water. Handshield is a highly effective product, but how does it work? Handshield forms an invisible, odourless barrier, preventing chemicals and irritants from coming into contact with the skin, but still allowing the skin to breathe normally. Because it shields and protects the skin can go about healing itself without repeatedly coming into contact with more irritants and chemicals. It is entirely harmless to the skin, acts as a moisturiser and allows the skin to perspire naturally. It doesn't clog the pores, impair mobility or sense of touch. Importantly, it is not greasy. The unique breakthrough of Handshield is that the majority of its ingredients are found in nature. A full list of these ingredients can be found at our website, junglebrolly.com.au. Whilst conducting market research, we discovered that people who had constant issues with their hands were trying all sorts of combinations involving various products to combat the damaging effects that a normal working day had on their hands, usually without success. Because Handshield contains aloe vera as one of its ingredients, it also moisturises. This means that Handshield does not need to be used simultaneously with other creams. We are now observing that after washing, the grease has come off easily where Handshield had been applied, whereas the assistant without the Handshield will need a proprietary hand cleanser to completely remove it. Next, the demonstrator will apply oven cleaner to his skin. This is a very caustic substance which would usually burn the skin in seconds. As you can see, the oven cleaner has no effect on his hands, still after only one application of Handshield and multiple washes with soap and water. Handshield has been tested with all kinds of chemicals and irritants that would usually require either excessive scrubbing or a proprietary hand cleanser. In some cases, these substances would leave residue on the skin for days at a time. As you can see, the oven cleaner is washed and rinsed off with soap and cold water. For the purpose of the next test, a brush is used to show how effective Handshield really is. Remember that our demonstrator has applied Handshield only once, and the video you have been watching has been entirely in real time, without edits. Continual washing of the hands with soap does not deteriorate the product from its normal application cycle. After brushing, the demonstrator will complete the acid test. Hydrochloric acid is poured onto aluminium foil. The same acid is also poured into the exposed palm of the demonstrator's hand. As you can observe, the acid is smoking on the skin, but the demonstrator feels no sensation at all, and the acid has no effect on his skin. Now look closely at the aluminium foil. The acid is bubbling away, burning through the foil. It burns right through the foil but still has no effect on the skin. And just in case you're wondering whether that really is hydrochloric acid on his hands, watch the reaction the acid has when it is poured onto a concrete brick.